What's up guys, so welcome back to a new TV series reviews. Just so you know, I'm actually pre-recording the next ton of TV series reviews because this can stretch out my posting for a while, and these are all getting pre-recorded. So welcome back. So this time I will be reviewing Law and Order SVU season 17. So this season is sort of different than the other series that I have watched. Basically, when you see the first episode, the entire set has changed, which is really good and really interesting. You see that Moran has officially left the cast to go do other things, and I see within that season as well that he just needed to leave. He was basically damaged goods and basically had to leave. Now, we of course have Olivia Benson, and now as Lieutenant Benson as well. Now we also still have Amanda Rollins, which a lot of her storyline has come into massive play within in this whole season, with especially her being pregnant. And she was pregnant in real life as well, so they had to sort of jog around with her for 9 episodes. Basically, she gave birth, and she was basically on maternal leave for some episodes as well. And we see her slowly come back into the series, and I have to admit, she did a really good job this entire series, so big shout out to her. We did see some of Finn. A lot of the season we didn't really see him in this entire season, which was really interesting, but he was. We have that Sonny Parisi guy who over this past 2 seasons that he has been in SVU. I've started to sort of grow on him as well. Like, he was so sweet to Amanda when she got pregnant, and how incredibly sweet he is as well when it comes to his sister, how she had a baby and everything. And we see a more incredible side to that character, which I'm really looking to see more in season 18. We did say a lot of ADA Barbara, and I've been trying to see how I'm going to pronounce his name, and I can't for day life. And we see also with that character that we sort of got introduced to his family at one point, and unfortunately his grandmother died in the exactly same episode as well, and that's sort of what we saw of him. Now, we did get introduced to a lot of new characters this entire season. Like, we got to meet Sergeant Mike Dobbs, which is Chief Dobbs, Deputy Chief Dobbs' son, that we got introduced to. So I will go through more of his story on a little bit later on. We get to see Warner, we get to see her, which is awesome. Tucker, we see a massive storyline with him, and also Olivia. They're actually in a relationship in the season. So with Cassidy and her, they broke up probably a season or so ago when Olivia decided to adopt Noah. And I admit, that season from season 15, that season made me cry because how much Olivia went through that entire season, and she went through a lot. We got to see a lot of other incredible actors, especially with the most hated defense attorney. I need to look him up. There we go. The one I was sort of talking about as well. So, I don't know how I'm going to pronounce his name, to be honest. I can't say his name, his last name. And I can't. So let me see if I can go on a dictionary or something to pronounce it. But he's the most hated defense attorney in all of SVU that I do not like. So I will just chuck up a photo of him and the name, because I cannot say his name for shit. But the actor, you play him so well. We have a lot of storyline when it came to a previous character from other seasons that I will talk about. A lot has gone on this season, And yeah, but we do get to see Wong. Wong comes back. He's awesome. We get to see a crossover of Chicago PD that was, I think, in last season as well, which actually does conclude in season 3 of Chicago PD. It's another series I've been really wanting to watch for a while now. It's on the list of things I really want to get. As we all know, in that series, Sophia Bush, who also stars in One Tree Hill as well, she left us after season 4 because she felt like she was miserable there, even though it was her dream job and everything, that it just took a lot out of her, and she has a right to be happy. So most of some of the cast in that particular series actually got put into this collection as well. So the episode, which is called The Song of George William Yeats, so basically that entire storyline of Yeats comes to a close in Chicago PD season 3, and it's a crossover episode, and we had a few episodes in this particular series. So before I go on for that, we also have Whoopi Goldberg in the season as well. So let me just think about how it came concluded. So for the first 2 episodes, where it sort of starts to kind of stop and everything, I think that's what it says here. Yes, it does. And we keep seeing the same juror in another trial, which was with Lewis, and she actually is a little bit part of this as well, so keep that out. We meet Dobbs as well. Whoopi Goldberg episode, which is number 4. Check it out. Like I said, a lot happens with Rollins with having a baby and everything, and we actually got revealed who actually was who's actually a biological father of Roland's baby, who I will just chuck a photo up so you know who it is. So this is just a cue for me to chuck the photo up, and that's the father of a baby. So one of the conclusions of the Yates story is that it's episode 14, and then straight afterwards, if you get the DVD set of season 17, you get to see the song of George William Yeats, so you get to see the conclusion. So as I was watching this episode as well, so this is actually like I said near the start of this review, is that's also a part of season 3 of Chicago PD, and that's when I really got into, hopefully I'm gonna watch that series as well. So continuing from that, let's actually go into more of the actual season. Now, a lot of the season is also inspired by a lot of stuff that happens in real life. So, not everything is, a lot of the season is, of course, fictional. And some are also inspired by actual, unfortunate, horrible cases. So we actually had a few that were inspired. So there was some inspired from the Josh Digger, or whatever his name is. I don't watch the series. So episode 7, let me just get what the series was called, which was inspired by the 19 Kids and Counting series. So that happened. So there was an episode based on that, and you can actually really see the resemblance of that entire episode. Another episode that was also inspired was, let me get to the episode, which was episode 16, which was inspired by the Bill Cosby sexual allegations in previous decades. So that came up, and to be very honest, it sort of didn't go that way. It went a different direction as I was actually watching that, but it's up to you to tell. So as we go on through the entire season, we come down to the last 4 episodes. So in season 20 we get to see John Munch, which is great to see him again. God, I miss him being in this entire series. And then as we start to go down more into the last part of the season, we come to basically a close of the season. So as I was sort of saying, we have this entire 2 episodes about a correctionals officer who is basically gets accused, and he actually does that, and we can see throughout that episode of using his power up to his advantage, and then after calling him out and everything, he threatens. We see that the trial, well, not the trial, the arraignment, we see that they all were threatening SVU, including Barbara as well, and he didn't really get more serious until towards near the end of the season. So as we go into episode 23, Mike Dobbs, who decides to transfer to another unit, unfortunately that doesn't happen. He actually gets killed. He actually gets killed off at the end of this episode, unfortunately. And the guy who actually was acting him, I admit he's very cute, and you actually did very, very, very well in the season. I would just check a photo of who it is and the actor's name, and you did a real good job, even though it was your very last episode and you did pass away at the end of this season, which I was really, really heartbroken with. And he did so well with the hostage situation with the correctional officer who did this crime, and then he kept his wife hostage. Mike Dobbs did whatever he could to try and resolve this issue. Fortunately, he got shot and then later died, and the daughter was safe and her kids were safe. To close off this review as well, I admit I actually really did cry. I did. And even though that Mike Dobbs died, he was awesome. Then we come to the end, which was the funeral, which was nice. Then Sonny passed his bar association, and he actually hold off of his leaving the entire DA stuff sort of on hold and everything. And then it came to one of the last scenes, which was Tucker and Benson basically walking with Noah, and then saying that his plans were to transfer out of IAB and into hostage situations, and it was a beautiful ending to a whole season that was so hard for all of them, especially with AIB, especially with Olivia, and also with Tucker. They're in a relationship, which is full on, is like, wow, that happened. But anyways, I think that this is a really good season to watch Law and Order SVU. Some of the issues that I think were addressed was about a transgender person who was assaulted, pushed off, and then unfortunately passed away. I think that was a major issue that I was really happy for them to cover. I was happy that they also covered sort of an allegation when it came to a vlogger, which is, I thought was really a good and tasteful episode, and it was true. There was an episode that was also inspired sort of kind of the Bachelor and Bachelor sort of series. That was also in this particular series as well, which let me just go to what episode that was. Let me just have a look which one that was. Which was, no, it can't be that one. Which was 21. Basically sort of a spin-off take of the Bachelor. I don't watch that shit. I think it's pointless and shit anyway. But Now let's just conclude this all together. Good series, good season. Highly recommend you getting it. It's incredible. Unfortunately, there's no possible special features of this series, unfortunately. But anywho, this is the end of it now. Thank you so much for watching this nearly 16 to 15 minute long video. A lot covered I just talked to you about, but this is a worth it series to talk about anyway. But anyway, I'm gonna go and enjoy the rest of my day, and I hope you do too, and I'll catch you all for a new video very soon. Catch you guys.